Good morning, one and all. Our project is early stage detection of thyroid using machine learning, guided by Tipu sir. Our batch is 31. My name is Raksha Prasad.
I'm Rachnasi.
I'm Gunaranjan.
I'm Hemant Gowda.
So now we'll be discussing about the contents. First is motivation, objectives, introduction, literature survey, methodology, software requirements and specification, design details, implementation, test strategy, result discussion, snapshots, conclusion, and finally with a future enhancement of the project.
Motivation to choose this problem. So in Romania, one of the 8 women suffers from hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism or thyroid cancer. Also, 30% of the Romanians are diagnosed with the endemic goiter. The factors that affects the thyroid are stress, infection, trauma, toxins, low-calorie diet, etc. The current study refers to thyroid disease classification in 2 of the most common thyroid dysfunctions among the populations. Thyroid disease is a major cause in the medical diagnosis and in the prediction, onset, to which it is difficult in the medical research. Thyroid gland is one of the most important organs in our body. The secretions of the thyroid hormones are capable in controlling the metabolism. This is the motivation to choose this problem statement.
Objectives. Below are the objectives of the project. Classify the data based on the data collection, data cleansing process, image ROI extraction, feature extraction, classification by using feature comparison using ML prediction.
So coming across to the introduction part. So firstly, what is thyroid? The thyroid is a little butterfly formed organ that is situated at the base of the neck beneath. The voice box is a piece of the endocrine framework. So the hormones are TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. Next, the T3, triiodothyronine, and T4, thyroxine. The symptoms are loss of appetite, profuse sweating, irritability, etc. And the types of thyroidism is hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. At the point when thyroid overproduces and exorbitantly secretes hormones, this condition is hypothyroidism. The inverse situation when hormones are inadequately created and discharged is hypothyroidism.
Problem statement. Actually, the thyroid disease is a major cause of formation in medical diagnosis and in the prediction, onset, to which it's a difficult examining in the medical research. So, we need to have a proper methodology to detect the thyroid based on the machine learning by classifying the features to save the lives of the people. And solution is that to create an application where users can use this application to find out their thyroid levels by entering the information as in the website, upload MRI image and know the type of the thyroid disease. And these are the papers that we have referred. So the title of a paper is Interactive Thyroid Disease Prediction System Using Machine Learning Techniques, and the paper is published in the year 2018. The algorithms used are artificial neural network, support vector machine, decision tree, and k-nearest neighbor, and the following accuracies have been recorded in the table. The advantages are, in this algorithm, its use mean absolute error is less, and it not only consists of prototype integrated framework, but also decision maker for diagnosing the thyroid. The drawbacks are, in this, no comparison of machine learning algorithms have been done. It was based on the text input and no image processing. Second paper is the expert system based on the neural fuzzy rules for thyroid disease diagnosis, and this is published in the year 2017. The algorithms used are adaptive neurofuzzy classifiers, and the accuracy is 97.67%. The major advantage of this paper is that the results strongly suggest that adaptive neurofuzzy classifier with linguistic edges can aid in the diagnosis of the thyroid disease and can be very helpful to the physicians for their final decision on their patients. The drawback is it is just a comparison model on existing data. No new or test data is used. It was based on the text input and no image processing. And third paper is thyroid disease diagnosis using image processing, and this is published in the year 2015. The algorithms used are Graves' disease diagnosis algorithm, fuzzy cognitive map-based decision support system for thyroid disease diagnosis, and support vector machine. And the following accuracies have been shown in the table. The advantages are it's observed that some neural networks like RBF, MLP are found to have best classification accuracy but takes more time for training. The drawback is that accuracy test was not done, data modeling of images and its features is not specified. And the last paper is that thyroid disease using ANN. And the year of this paper is published in the year 2016. The algorithms used are active counter without edges and support vector machine, and the following accuracies have been shown in the table. Advantages. It's observed that the segmentation algorithms use less time and less number of iterations, and no comparison. The drawback is that no comparison of machine learning algorithms have been done.
Now coming across the methodologies, methodology has two stages. First is pre-processing of a given MRI image, and after that segmentation is done. Steps of the algorithms are as follows. First, give MRI image as an input for the thyroid, convert it to grayscale image, apply median filter to enhance the quality of the image, compute threshold segmentation. Finally, output would be a suspicious thyroid region. Now coming across the flowchart, we give MRI image as the input, then pre-processing techniques like resizing, filtering using median filters are done. Then comes across segmentation. Segmentation is nothing but change the representation of an image into something that is understandable. Next comes to the feature extraction. This feature extraction concentrate on the region of interest where we concentrate on width, depth, height of the thyroid gland. Then comes to the classification. Here we use algorithms such as support vector machines and KNN. Output predicts whether we have the suspicious thyroid region or not. Then comes the software requirements and specification. Functional requirements such as image as we have image as an input. The system provides a user with a graphical interface to upload an image. Then comes to the image segmentation. The image uploaded undergoes classification using machine learning algorithms. Next comes the detection of the image, where we classify and predict whether the image uploaded has thyroid symptoms or not. Then comes to the data sets, where admin can load the data set for the data comparison. Then comes the end users, where the users can use our application. Now coming to the non-functional requirements, that is, first one is performance requirement. The system shall give responses in 1 second. The system must support 1,000 people at a time. Next comes security requirement. The system shall keep a log of all errors. Outsourced data must be protected from TTP and CSP, and there shouldn't be a granted access for the security other than the admin. Next comes to the scalability. Scalability is nothing but the system shall be available at all time. Pages must be activated from the identified link. The entry screen, messages, and responses must be delayed. Only authorized users are allowed to access the resources. Next is the response time. All field entries must be proper. All links should be taken by the users to correct the pages. Next is the maintainability. Verify that the entries are of correct format. No duplicate entries should be allowed.
So next we come across about the design details. So as the block diagram represents how thyroid is detected, firstly the user enters the input as an image, the parameters such as age, weight, gender and height. Then different processing is done with the input as shown above, and the testing data is compared with trained data. If the data is present and matches, it predicts types of thyroid disease. So next, the use case diagrams. First, we come across about the admin activity. This represents the admin activity where admin will log into the application to validate the data, whereas he will manage the data and also manages the users and upload data sets for prediction of accurate results. The admin is responsible for maintaining of the images. So the admin use case represents, as shown in the above figure, admin performs the following functions such as he can manage users, data as well as data sets, and he can also view predictions and update the application if required. So next, the user activity. This represents how user can use the application. If the user is new, he should register to the application and then log in. If he had already registered, then he can log in and fill the fields provided. Then the application predicts whether the user has thyroid or not. So the user use case represents, as shown in the above figure, user can perform the following functions such as he can register himself if he is new user, or directly log in if he had already registered. Then he can upload the image. The application processes the image through various steps, compare the testing data with trained data and predicts the results. So next we come across about the sequence flow diagrams, that is UML diagrams. First we come across about the admin sequence. The UML diagram represents the admin sequence where it shows how the application works from admin part. If the admin log into the application, then the credentials are validated from the server and admin can inside the home page of the application. Admin manages the users by fetching the details of the user from the database. The data sets are uploaded. The uploaded data will be stored in the database. After his task, the admin logs out of the application. So next, the user sequence. The UML diagram represents the user sequence where it shows how the application works from the user part. When user log into the application, then his credentials are validated by the server. If his credentials are correct, he would be logged in to the application. The user can upload the image from the user homepage of the application. Uploaded image is stored in the database and processing of the data happens. Then the application compares the testing data with the trained data, which is previously stored in the database by the admin, predict the thyroid disease and its type to the user. Once the user get results, the user can log out from the application.
Implementation. So the project is implemented in the modular approach. Each module is coded as per the requirements and tested, and this process is iterated till all modules have been thoroughly implemented. So the major algorithms that have been used to achieve these objectives are namely k-nearest neighbor and SVM. So let us see the working of the KNN algorithm. Input is the image as dataset and output classification of dataset with thyroid disease. Next is we have to input the dataset and apply the pre-processing techniques, fill in the missing values. Then select the features based on the values obtained after applying k-nearest neighbors. Next, discard the redundant features and apply KNN on the predominant features. Next, measure the performance of the KNN model. Next is SVM algorithm. Support vector machine is a supervised machine learning algorithm which is used for both classification or regression challenges. It is mostly used in the classification problems. In SVM algorithm, we plot each data item as a point in any dimensional space where with the value of each feature being the value of particular coordinate. Support vector machines are simply the coordinates of the individual observation. The SVM classifier is a frontier which best segregates the two classes, hyperplane or only line. So firstly, we have to identify the right hyperplane. In here, we have three hyperplanes like A, B, C. Now identify the right hyperplane to classify the star and circle. Also, we have to remember a thumb rule to identify the right hyperplane. Select the hyperplane which segregates the two classes better. In this scenario, hyperplane B has excellently performed this job. Here, we also have three hyperplanes. All are segregating the classes well. So, maximizing the distances among the nearest records component and cluster information will assist us to determine the right type.
Now comes the test strategy. The various types of testing done on the system are: first is unit testing. Unit testing verification efforts on the smallest unit of the software design module. This is known as module testing. The modules are tested separately. This testing is carried out during programming stage itself. Secondly, module testing. Module testing is also called as integration testing. The integration testing is a systematic technique for constructing tests to uncover errors associated with the interface. In the project, all the modules are combined and then the entire programmer is tested as a whole. Then comes to the subsystem testing. Subsystem testing is also called as validation testing to uncover functional errors, that is to check whether the functional characteristics conform to the specification or not. Then comes to the system testing. One individual module testing completed, modules are assembled to perform as a system. Then the top-down testing, which begins from the upper level to the lower level module, has to be done whether the entire system is performing satisfactorily. Then lastly, it comes to the acceptance testing. When the system has no measure problem with its accuracy, the system passes through a final acceptance test. This test confirms that the system meets the original goal, objective, and requirements established during analysis.
Result discussions. This snapshot represents the home page of our website. There are three fields such as register, login, and contact us. This represents the register page of our web page. If the user is new, he should register our website using the shown credentials. This page represents the login page of our web page. If the user has already registered, he can directly log in to the website by entering the valid name and password. This page represents the admin page of our web page, where it contains the following fields such as home, add data, user, uploads, data, and operations, and logout fields. Admin can perform the following operations such as add new data, manage data, can add user, and delete user. This page represents the user page of our web page, where the user upload an image using choose file field and load image and wait for the result analysis. This page represents the report generated for the predicted diseases.
Now comes to the conclusion. The combination of the recursive feature elimination and support vector machine technique has proven to be effective on the dataset. The feature set finally used is age, sex, TSH, TT4, T4U, T3, and FTI. Age and sex have been considered as important features because thyroid disorders are said to occur during a particular age range and is more prevalent in females. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, is a hormone that stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroxine, and it is tested to check whether the thyroid gland is overactive or underactive. The overactive is called as hypothyroidism and underactive is called as hyperthyroidism. The normal range of TSH is between 0.4 to 4.0. TT4 is test to check thyroxine or T4 levels in blood, the normal range of which lies between 5.0 to 12.0. This support vector machine classification technique, along with recursive feature elimination method or feature selection, giving an accuracy of 92.92%, hence proposed, can help medical expert in decision making and classifying. Thyroid patients into two classes of thyroid disorders are namely hypothyroid and hyperthyroid. In the diagnosis of thyroid disease, the accurate interpretation of the data along the expert clinical examination and investigation is a significant issue.
Future enhancement. In future, we can create Android application that makes all users to use this application from anywhere and anytime. Above seen is the snapshot of the website. Henceforth, it can be developed into an Android application.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. ನೋಡಿ ಬಂದೈತೆ.
This is the demonstration of our project. This is the home page where we can see register, login, and contact us. This is the login page. If the user is new, you must fill the following credential as shown. The following credentials must be filled properly. Now we have to click on the submit button, and now the user has been registered successfully. Now this is the home page of our project, and here also we have to fill the username and password. This is the home page of our project, and here also we can see the following things like home, thyroid upload, my uploads, and logout. Now we have to upload. We have to select the thyroid image from file, and then we have to load the image. Then we have to process the image which has been loaded. Then the image has been converted to RGB scale. Then extract features image. Now we have to process the final image. So we are the train data has been compared with the test data, and now the thyroid disease has been detected like hyperthyroid with the stage 1. And we can also generate the report. Okay, this shows the name, height and weight, body mass index, and thyroid disease, and the stage in which the thyroid is.
This shows the admin page where it consists of a field such as home, add data, users, uploads, data, and finally logouts. Add data is nothing but the admin can add the new data or new types of thyroid disease detected in recent days. And he can add the description like what is the disease about. And he can manage the users such as username, and which shows in the table such as username, name, phone number, email ID, and the last row is about deletion of the users. The managing user is nothing but he can add users or delete the users. And this is about the uploading of the images where it is managed by the admin. And the data which is not required by the admin, he can delete the data. As you can see, the data can be deleted. And then the admin can log out of the page. Thank you.